You don't see eye to eye, but they are asking for your help. It feels like a sticking point, Gem, but does it have to be? Hey Gemini, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is going to be a timeless reading for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cross Watcher, or wherever Gemini falls in your chart. Let's see what's going on with Gemini. The heart of your reading, we have the Hermit in reverse. And another card wanted to fall out, the Chariot. I'll show that and put it back in the deck. Let's see if it comes out later. The Hermit in reverse. You are coming out of a period of seclusion, investigation, learning, rising above. You've been avoiding certain people, I'm getting. People who don't see things the same way as you, in a way that you feel is unhelpful. Like engaging with them doesn't get you anywhere, doesn't help at all. So you've been holding back from engaging with those people or that person. But you've also kind of evolved your perspective in this time that you've been on your own, or just avoiding that one particular connection. You're starting to see things in a different way, like a zoomed out perspective. Let's see what's the challenge here for Gemini. King of Swords, yeah, taking into account other people's perspectives. You want to be helpful mentally, informationally. When you have knowledge, you want to share it. You feel like it's helpful when you do that. You feel like it's silly to not learn something when another person has that knowledge. Like, obviously, you should want to know this. I know it. Why don't you want to absorb this helpful knowledge that I have to share with you? You feel like that puts you in a position of authority, though, and other people don't necessarily agree that you should be the authority on what they know or how they think. It also puts you in a position of, like, where you should be able to consider other people's viewpoints and teach them from where they are, rather than expecting them to learn from where you learned. Everyone learns in different ways, and I think that's an important point of why the King is coming through here. The King understands how someone needs to learn something. He doesn't just disseminate information unilaterally. He teaches in the way that the other person is going to hear it, absorb it. And he's also judicious with his knowledge. He recognizes that not everyone needs to be the king. Not everyone needs to be as informed as him. And that's okay. Your focus is on the Ten of Cups. Harmony. Feeling joy. Having the emotional result that you want. You just want to feel happy. You want to feel good about life. You want to feel good about the way you live your life. With the Six of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, you also want people to be happy with the way that you live your life. You want people to recognize the way that you're doing things and be proud of you, that reflect back to you that you're doing things the right way. It would feel good to you. It would feel better to you If you could share this knowledge with people, they would be enlightened. They would thank you for enlightening them and praise you for having this knowledge and sharing this knowledge with them. Like, that would be your ideal way of this situation unfolding. I have a feeling it's not quite unfolding that way, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. Let's see what led up to this in the recent past. How did Gemini come to be in this situation? Okay, the Nine of Cups. Well, that's a perfect progression. I like that the Nine of Cups has flown into the Ten of Cups. At least you're focused on moving to that point. The Nine of Cups, though, is a very individual sort of wish fulfillment. It's one person getting their way and feeling really good about it. And your perspective here shows me that you're wanting to progress beyond just you being happy, or perhaps a person you're dealing with, to this kind of bigger sense of harmony. I don't just want to be happy alone. I want my entire group to be happy, my inner circle to be happy. Your happiness enriches my happiness, and my happiness enriches your happiness. And you're kind of looking for how to expand that Nine of Cups energy of one person being very satisfied to how can everyone be happy here? What's the reason this is all happening? Show me the crowning position. The Seven of Wands. This is about standing your ground, like finding the high ground in the situation, determining what it is you stand for and why, and then making a home there, like setting strong boundaries and taking a stand, no matter who stands against you. If this is ideological, as the King of Swords would imply, this could be debate energy. Like having to defend your position, show your notes, explain your reasoning. How did you come to this conclusion? And when you found your way to a certain ideology from your path in life, wherever you came from, what sort of ideas were you imprinted with or indoctrinated with in your youth, in your very young years, is going to be different from how another person was raised. You're coming from different perspectives, so you're going to come at new knowledge differently. Different preconceptions. If someone has really dug in their heels on how they believe, what they believe, and why, and you're trying to open their mind to receive new information or a new perspective, this could be about you learning to respect when someone has dug in their heels, that might be the best way for them to behave for their own life at this stage in their life. And maybe introducing new ideas is not in their best interest. Like if you're on the other side of the Seven of Wands there, maybe they are the one on the hilltop defending their territory, rightly so. This would imply that you're on the other side of that, trying to tear down their defenses. But in this situation, they are in the right. They're the protagonist. So that tells me that you're the one who's meant to recognize something good about their behavior. In the near future, we have the Emperor in reverse and the Five of Wands in reverse. I I think there's going to be a little bit of a blowout, but before things get out of hand, because you don't want it to escalate, you don't want it to turn into a full-on debate or a full-on competition. But this Emperor in reverse is like frustration. It could be acting out of anger, but it's like staving off something worse before it blows up too badly. Show me the surprise. Oh, interesting. The surprise is the Page of Swords. Inquisitive mindset. Someone who wants to know something. There's going to come a question that you don't expect. And I get the undertone of, like it's going to be a happy surprise. With the Six of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck, it tells me whomever comes toward you with this question, you're going to get a sense that they are experiencing something that pushes them back into a traumatic time for them. So you're going to see through the question that they ask you that the reason they're so entrenched in their way of thinking is that that's informed by a traumatic experience that they've had. They've gotten themselves out of that. They're in a better place now, but they feel like the knowledge that you're trying to give them, like, interesting. They feel like you're being naive because you haven't had that same trauma. So you're trying to teach them something, but they're like, hey, I've lived through a certain trauma. I know from life experience a different perspective. And you both have the truth. You're both armed with the truth. Interesting. That's my my home security system. I forgot to turn it off before I started taping, but I'll take it as a little affirmation from Spirit. You both have the truth here. But you disagree. And I think that's something that a Gemini can definitely appreciate. Two things being true at the same time. Can you respect it and leave it alone? Can you come around to really understand the other person's point of view? Unlikely if you haven't experienced that trauma, depending on how much you've developed your empathy, or how much you want to really listen to this person's experience, how much they're willing to share. All right, your hopes and fears. We have the Ten of Swords. This could be you really wanting to put an end to this person's perspective. You see it as maybe outdated or incorrect or incomplete, and you want to really drive the point home so that they get it and they see it your way. The thing is that their life experience has, they've learned very valuable lessons for them that's led them to a different conclusion in this topic. And I don't think they're meant to see things the same way as you. I think they do understand your perspective. It's just lacking yeah, I don't know how to express what I'm getting here. I'm getting some examples of someone who's been through some really tough things, really painful, really horrible experiences, and the fact that they are like functioning in society and feel very healed, is wonderful and beautiful and a testament to human resilience. And you haven't had that same type of difficulty in your life. So your perspective, or whatever this is that we're talking about in this reading, is true for you. It's a good ideology for you. It's unhelpful to them. Like, I'll say one example is that, like, a religion, organized religion, can be a very beautiful, very powerful, very helpful thing to keep someone behaving in their highest good, treating others well, avoiding things that can be very harmful to them, giving them a reason not to do bad things. And it might be difficult for them to see someone outside of that organized religion and understand or leave space for that also being a correct way to live, and a beautiful, harmonious, happy, joyful, like the equivalent of righteous. You know what I mean? Like, or someone who's like been a victim of human trafficking, and has set certain boundaries in their life about who they let get close to them, and certain safeguards that they have in place about how they move through society now. They're out of it now, they've recovered, or they're healing. I should say, you know, I don't know if one can fully recover from that in a way that makes them whole to the point where they were before. I don't believe that would be necessarily possible, or the outcome that's meant for them in this life. But someone who is advising them on, someone who's never gone through that level of trauma or victimhood, like trying to say, like, don't have a victim mindset, or you manifest all this for yourself and you wanted to learn the lesson. And it's like unhelpful viewpoints. So those are a couple of examples that come to mind. You know, when I'm quiet in my readings, these are like very complex scenarios that are all coming to me at the same time. And trying to weed out the essence or the similarities between all of these storylines, like the Venn diagram, and give the interpretation. That's why I'm quiet sometimes in my readings. Because I don't just like look at the card and then recite the meaning of the card to you. I'm also like very much channeling these messages in how the cards are meant to be interpreted for the people listening. All right. Let's see how this story resolves for Gemini. We've got one flipped. King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so another king. Is this about not needing to control your surroundings? No, it's not that. What is it? I don't immediately see how this connects to the reading. So the King of Pentacles in the reverse would tell me that this is bringing you to a point where you are the King of Pentacles in reverse. You are irresponsible with your money, or not prioritizing finances. Not being stingy with your resources, or not trying to micromanage how resources are used. I have a feeling that this is relevant to the specifics of your situation. Obviously, I don't know the specifics of your situation, so you're going to have to kind of hear how I'm describing this King of Pentacles and kind of extrapolate how it fits for you. The Pentacles is something tangible. Responsibility, discipline, financial topics. And the reversal of the King is like a recognition of not needing to control or not being able to control it. Probably in a frustrated way, like, all right, I'm just not even gonna try. Like, I feel like I should, I feel like I know better, but I guess I can't. You want to be irresponsible with your money. You want to purchase things that you shouldn't purchase. You want to behave in a way that's irresponsible in my viewpoint. I guess I'm going to let you. We have and let me kind of further say that that's how this energy is all headed. It could be that that's how it's meant to go, but if that's not how you want it to go, you'll take the advice of the next card. The next card that we pull will be advice. But before we get there, I just want to highlight this Hanged Man in reverse. Tells me that the King of Pentacles in reverse doesn't want to get caught up in the minutia, doesn't want to be waylaid by having to focus in and put something under the microscope and really hyper analyze it. You're like, all right, I'm not going to get sucked into this. I'm going to let it go. But the rest of the vibe of the reading tells me you're not going to be too happy about having to do that or choosing to do that. All right, let's get the advice for Gemini. So, now, however the story has led up to this point, you decide, oh, I don't want it to go that way, or I do want it to go that way, then apply the advice appropriately, okay? We have the Six of Pentacles. This is all about someone needing something. So these two figures represent being in a position of need and coming with a request to someone who is in a position of being able to help, like lending money or resources. So if you are the King of Pentacles in this situation, this would mean you're the one who is in a position of power or authority. You have money to lend, you have resources to share, and the person that you're dealing with or the people that you're dealing with are coming to you requesting. Now, if they're not requesting, the advice is it's irrelevant what you're trying to help. If there's someone like off stage here who you're like, oh, let me help this other person over here because I think they're the one who needs what I have. If they're like, no, I'm over here like standing in my own territory. Oh, let me see. I don't need that from you. And you're like, yes, you do. You need this from me. And they're like, get away. Like, stop paying attention to me. If that's your story, your advice is leave them alone. Focus on the people in front of you that do actually need help from you or are actually asking for your resources. If they are asking for help from you, but they just like, you are kind of putting conditions on that they see things the way that you see it. I think the advice is more like, recognize what they're asking for and only give them what they want. Don't give them what you think they need. Like if they're placing an order, don't like see, oh, well, they're ordering short ribs and a chocolate cake and a big plate of French fries, but they could stand to lose a few pounds, so I'm going to serve them a salad instead. It could be that sort of energy, like that's not a welcome perspective right now. They're requesting your help. you have resources to offer, give them what they've asked for, or don't. Don't like, or don't give them anything. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Gemini. I hope this helped. Have a great week, and I will see you back next time. Bye.